Hey guys, we're going to talk today about some good substitutes, healthier substitutes for your favorite sweet summer treats, and maybe a little bit something for the adults at the end. So, I know the adults are the ones that like the sweet treats too, so this is all for you. So when it comes to sweet treats, probably the number one thing that people around here tell me they have so much difficulty giving up is ice cream. Ice cream is pretty much the perfect storm of nastiness when it comes to your health. Sorry. Because the dairy and the sugar combined, they'll often cause a lot of digestive upset. They definitely spike your blood sugar, so that causes a lot of inflammation. Many people are sensitive to dairy, so you kind of put those three things together and it's kind of a mess. So it's also your favorite thing and the hardest thing to avoid. So what we recommend around here is either purchasing a higher quality ice cream or making your own. So making your own would include having an ice cream maker, so you can use the old-fashioned kind that plug in with, you have to put the salt and the ice around the outside, or you can use a tabletop one. Those are pretty inexpensive, they don't take up much space on the cupboard, and you just freeze the container so that once you pull it out of the freezer, you pour the ingredients in, and within 20 minutes you have a whole bunch of ice cream. That's the kind I prefer. Cuisinart makes a good one. So to make ice cream at home, typically use coconut milk, full fat coconut milk. I'll write some of this stuff down, but I'm going to post in the comments the different recipes, okay? So you're going to use coconut milk. We usually recommend the full fat organic kind, 2 cans, as long as your maker is big enough. And then I like to use Swerve as a sweetener. So Swerve is erythritol, it's a sugar alcohol. So this would be a keto ice cream if you use Swerve. If you wanted to use sweetener, but that was a healthier quality sweetener, you could use honey or maple syrup. Those are the other options. But Swerve makes it actually keto, very low carbohydrates, good stuff. This is to taste, so you're just gonna have to mix it in, mix it up, and then taste it, see how sweet it is to get it to the right amount. It usually takes about a 1/4 cup, I would say. And then whatever flavoring. So I actually oftentimes will add vanilla protein powder. So we have our vanilla collagen powder or vanilla primal powder. I'll add a scoop of that as the vanilla flavoring. That also has a little bit of sweetness to it, gives it a nice texture, and it's extra added bonus for nutrition. But you don't need to do that. You don't have to get fancy. You can just add vanilla extract, chocolate powder, you know, if you have a healthier quality chocolate chip. I've done mint essential oil, so it makes like a mint chocolate chip. That's amazing. You can add a little avocado if you insist that it must be green. But it's just as good white and minty. All right, so 2 cans of coconut milk, Swerve or whatever sweetener you choose, and then whatever flavoring you choose, and you just mix it all together in the blender. I do recommend doing that, and then you whack it in the maker, and it's done in about 15 to 20 minutes. So this is awesome, great substitute for ice cream. There's a couple of good companies that make ice cream, but you really have to read the ingredients. You know, you really have to sort of do your due diligence. I will say that Halo makes a good one, and they have a keto version and a non-dairy version as well. But this recipe right here, you got lots of flexibility with it, and you can do basically a keto non-dairy ice cream. Freeze the extra, and if you really want to get crazy, you can pour some zevia over top. I like the ginger zevia or the Coca-Cola flavored zevia. So you can pour that over top and make yourself a float. All right, next on the list would be popsicles. So we like to use, we have our flavored water drops. They are sweetened with stevia. There's all different flavors. There's a kiwi strawberry, there's a raspberry flavor, I think. There's a citrus one. So you can add that to water and freeze it just like you would a normal popsicle. So you're gonna get a nice fruity flavor. The stevia is the sweetener. You can also, that's really low calorie, but you can put in some pureed fruit or even some fruit chunks as well. If you don't want to get fancy, just use your ice cube trays, but of course they make tons and tons of different ice cube or popsicle forms that you can put in the freezer. So that's another one that you can use. There's plenty of fancy recipes online if you want to get nuts about it, but truthfully, I just like to keep it simple. I don't like to use just plain juice to freeze into popsicles because it's still quite a bit of sugar if you're using straight fruit juice. So either dilute it, add whole chunks of fruit in the flavored water. Using the stevia drops helps because it gives it a lot of flavor but not a lot of sugar. Alrighty. I will say that when it comes to this type of thing, I mean, honestly, you just don't miss the traditional stuff, you know? There's so many different variations that you can do. Even just the water that I drink, I really don't drink much other than I have coffee in the morning, typically the mushroom coffee that we have, the Organo. And then I usually drink just water or sparkling water. It's really the only other beverage that I have. So when you look at sparkling water, you can do plain sparkling water just to mix it up a bit and make it a little more exciting. I like to add a little bit of bitters. So bitters is what you would buy it at the liquor store or in the liquor aisle. It does have a tiny bit of alcohol in it, but it's mostly herbs, and it has an orange, a little bit of, just a little tangy taste to it. So you can put some bitters in your sparkling water, and that makes it a little more flavorful and exciting. You can use cucumber. You can use mint, like fresh mint, lemon. So you can put any of those types of things in your water or your sparkling water to make it a little more exciting. If you make it by the large jar and actually put it in the refrigerator, then a lot of those flavors get stronger and they meld in there. The other thing you can do is make tea out of herbal tea. So a lot of times I'll use mint, like peppermint tea, to make iced tea. And then you can add in whatever other flavoring you like with that, a little bit of lemon, or just drink it that way. So that's really super refreshing, just a little more exciting than plain water for the summertime. And that's also what I recommend if you do want to have alcoholic beverage, for those of you who are looking for a healthier version of alcoholic beverages. So typically we recommend doing sparkling water, not tonic water. Tonic water is loaded with sugar, and diet tonic water is really not any better because they're adding weird chemicals in there. So skip the tonic water, do soda water or sparkling water, and then you're going to add whatever alcohol you like, typically either a gin or vodka, something that's a clear liquor of high quality. And you can, if you're gluten sensitive, then you can get vodka that's gluten free. It's made from potatoes. So you're going to do sparkling water, and then your alcohol of choice, and then a little bit of the bitters. So all of the things I already listed for plain water are still really good if you're adding in a little bit of extra spike. You can also do just a little bit of fruit juice flavor, so a little bit of cranberry, a little bit of orange on top, or just squeeze in your favorite citrus fruit. All right, so these are my very favorite tips for healthy summer treats, including a little adult fun at the end. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Have a safe and healthy summer, and don't forget, we're still boosting our immune system, so don't start eating a bunch of sugar just because it's warm. We're still working on that, so that's your friendly reminder. Have a good day.